Hello everyone, Monty here, and today we're going to talk about counting calories. So counting calories is one of the things that I'm most passionate about when I talk about anything to do with health and weight maintenance. I've been counting calories for about 24 years, and I started counting calories when I joined Weight Watchers 24 years ago because back in the day with the old program, about 50 calories equaled 1 point. So I was counting points at that time. I really was counting calories. We call it tracking, right? And what I found is, over the years, for those who don't know me, I was 225 pounds as a teenager. I was tormented in school. They used to sing the Oompa Loompa song, Oompa Loompa Doopity Doo, when I would walk down the hallway as a kid, and they used to come up to me and push me and say, "Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down." I mean, I was that fat, so I was tormented. And then in my 20s and 30s, I used to have all these crazy fad diets, and my weight just went up and down, up and down, up and down. And the first time I really kind of was able to stabilize my weight was with Weight Watchers, and because I was counting points, which was counting calories originally. And every time I stopped counting my points, which was my calories, I would gain the weight back. So I came up with the saying, track, 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 or you're gonna gain it back, because every time I stopped tracking my calories, or my points back in the day, now I do 100% calories, and we'll talk about that in a minute, I would gain the weight back. And I think it's pretty much a simple concept. For your height, weight, sex, activity level, you need a certain amount of calories to survive. If you eat less than those calories, to maintain your weight, a certain amount of calories to maintain your weight. If you eat less, you're gonna lose weight. If you're gonna eat more than that, you will gain weight. It's a simple concept, and it's a mathematical formula of how many calories you need per pound of body weight, and I can't explain that to you all in graphic detail. I read it a couple of times, and it's a little confusing, but it's all about how much calories per pound you will burn just from your daily activities without exercising, right? Now, of course, some things will vary a little bit based on your genetics stuff, but I found that these calorie counters are very accurate. And even when you see the things from the U.S. Department of Health and Nutrition, they're all saying about average diet of about 2,000 calories. Now, when I'm working out, I'll eat maybe 1,900, 200, 2,000 calories. But if I'm not working out, it's 1,600. So I think that you can't just say blanket 2,000 calories for a diet for someone, because you have a woman who's 90 pounds, that probably is way too much calories for her, and then you have a guy who's 6'5", it's probably not enough calories, right? So what I love about the calorie counter is that it takes all these things into account to tell you how many calories you need a day. That's one of the biggest questions I get from people is, "Oh, how many calories do I need, Monty?" And remember, some people are sending me messages. Everybody has like a screen name. Sometimes they don't even have a picture. I don't know if I'm talking to a man, a woman. I don't know their age, their sex, their activity level. And it's kind of frustrating for me because I can't really answer the question. And I tell them that. I can't really answer the question. So how do you find out how many calories do you need to track every single day, so counting your calories? Well, there are many applications out there, and I want to go through this a little bit too. People say, "Well, what's the best application?" And I tell people, I've only used Lose It. Now, I know a lot of people like MyFitnessPal. There's many other applications. And I've told people this, and they say, "Well, which one's the best one?" If I didn't use other ones, I can't tell you which one is the best. So I like Lose It. And I played around with MyFitnessPal, but I was kind of like not really, I was in a weird mood that day, so I can't really even say, I wasn't feeling it for the MyFitnessPal, but I know I was in a weird mood that day. So, and I know people that love it, so I don't want to bash it or say it's not as good, but I just love the colors, I loved everything with Lose It, and that one's really successful for me. So I don't think it's really important which calorie counter you use. I think just play around with a couple of them. They have like free, you can use it for free for a while and see which one you like the best. The most important thing is that you're tracking the calories. So you're maintaining what you put in your mouth, you're tracking what you're putting in your mouth, and you're controlling your intake. I always say that's the key to weight maintenance, and if you're wanting to lose weight loss is controlling your intake. For me, over 24 years, I've proven to myself, even this last couple months, I stopped tracking again and I gained 15 pounds. If you don't control the intake, how do you know if you're taking in too much? Nobody really, very few people, there are some people, I call them aliens, but very few people are good at controlling their intake. So I use the Lose It app, and if I don't work out, I get about 1,696 calories, I think it is. If I do work out, I get extra calories for working out. And the app, when you click the app, it even gives you a way to track like what exercise you did, and I've got like my favorites. I'm going to show you some of that real quickly. We only got 5 more minutes left. I only got 10 minutes here on IGTV. But what I love, it also has a scan. All the calorie counters have a scanner. So what you can do, like for example, let's say I was making breakfast, which I'm doing intermittent fasting, so it would be afternoon. By the way, I talked about intermittent fasting yesterday. I stop eating at 8 p.m. at night and start eating again at noon, and I eat for 8 hours only. But I go into my little, well, you're not gonna be able to see this, but here's my little tracker. I'll click the hash bar breakfast. I'll click the barcode scanner. You can even just scan items, right? You can just scan it with your phone, and it pulls up that each piece of bread is 70 calories, and I say how many slices I want, and then I click add, and it adds it to my tracker, and it's that simple. Now, when I first started counting calories years ago with the Weight Watcher app, again, it was points, but really was calories, and people say, well, Monty, why did you stop doing Weight Watchers? I had 120,000 followers on Weight Watchers. Two reasons why I stopped Weight Watchers. They changed the program, number one. I heard they just came out with new programs, but I'm not interested in going back. They changed the program, number one, where it was like 0-point foods, and you know me, I'm a volume eater. You tell me something's 0 points, I'm gonna eat tons of it, and I started gaining weight, right? Because they didn't think somebody would eat 12 eggs, but I would do that, right? And then the community, the Connect, the application, which was like the Facebook of Weight Watchers, got very toxic, and I was getting like 15 haters a day, and I just couldn't handle the negativity anymore. With 120,000 people, I guess that's, you know, could be expected, but I personally just said, you know what, I put so much into this, I'm getting more negative out of it than I'm getting into it. So anyway, that's why I stopped Weight Watchers. But what I loved when I started scanning with their application, right, and it would pop up points, not calories, but remember, it was 50 calories equal to 1 point back in the day, so it really was counting points. I would go through the supermarket with my scanner, and I still do this today. When I want to find something new, every time I go to the supermarket, I'm like, my goal is to try to find 2 new foods while I'm there. And I just go through the aisles, and I start scanning barcodes. And I think it's really an education for you to see how many calories the foods that you eat are. I mean, you'd be blown away, and how much fat and how much sugar. And I used to track macros, and I'll do a whole chat on that again. I've done one before, but I don't do that anymore. But anyway, it's a really good education. So when you download a calorie counter, you know, first when you download the calorie counter, it's going to ask you all the questions to figure out your calories. It's going to ask you your sex, your height, your weight, your activity level, your goals. And after asking you all those questions, it'll spit out, here's what your calories are. And that's just your calories for the day. And then you can add your exercise and get more calories. Like when I weight lift, you know, for 45 minutes, I get like 200 and something calories, usually like 245 calories. If I do a spin class, I can get up to 400 calories, a spin class of like 55 minutes. So that's basically how I use the app. So again, it'll give you your base number when it asks you all these questions. And again, remember guys, don't try to eat my calories or your friend's calories. Answer the questions in the app and let it tell you based on your height, weight, sex, activity level, and goals, all the important things, you know, what your base calorie should be for the day. And then you want to, then you want to start adding exercise. And somebody said, I forgot the woman's, I should have written it down. Somebody sent me a note today, one of my loyal followers, and she said, if I didn't earn it, it was Jack, it's JACO1KIE, I guess her name is Jackie, and I'm sorry that I don't know your name because you're one of my most loyal followers. And she said, if I haven't earned it, I can't eat it. And I think that's a great saying, right? So your base calories is like minus 1,600. If I didn't work out or do anything, I haven't earned eating any more than that 1,600 calories, right? Because I'm not going to burn it, and then what's going to happen? I'm going to gain weight. So I'm so passionate about this, guys. Everybody who's started using a calorie counter has told me, oh, Monty, thank you so much. Now I'm losing weight. I tried everything, you know, everything but this, and now I'm so successful. So I'm urging you, New Year's coming up, we're going to have a lot of New Year's resolutions. If you haven't started calorie counting, you need to do it, or calorie tracking. You need to do it because it'll change your life. And yes, it is hard. And I always say you got to choose your hard in life. It is hard, but after 21 days to maybe a couple of months, it'll become just part of your daily routine. It won't seem like drudgery. It will at first. But choose your heart. Do you want to choose the heart of calorie counting, or do you want to choose your heart of being overweight and unhealthy? Choice is yours. Anyway, we're out of time. I hope you enjoyed today's chat. And remember, track, or you're going to gain it back, and start calorie counting. I'm telling you, it's going to work and change your life.